Conditions in the private rented sector are worse than in any other form of tenure. 33% of private rented homes fail to meet the government's decent homes standard, compared to 20% of owner-occupied homes and 15% of social rented homes. Almost 1 in 5 privately rented homes contains a Category 1 hazard. Research carried out by YouGov and Shelter showed that 61% of tenants have experienced mould or damp, leaking roofs or windows, electrical hazards, animal infestations or a gas leak in the last 12 months. 10% of tenants report that their health has been affected in the last year because their landlord has not dealt with repairs and poor conditions in their property, and 9% of private renting parents said their children's health has been affected. This council relies on privately owned properties to ensure housing demand is met. Housing officers are encouraging residents to make private rental arrangements in order to keep the housing list down and to reduce homelessness. This is all very well, but with the number of people living in the private rented sector growing and set to increase further, improving housing standards must be a key priority for the council. Basingstoke-and-Deane has the power to implement a landlord accreditation scheme. This would enable us to manage the private rented market, tackle poor conditions and drive up professionalism. It would also allow us to provide landlords with information and training and to give a growing proportion of our residents peace of mind and the support to make the right choice from the outset.
If we look at our private sector housing renewal policy voted through in 2006, it says that our private rented sector in Basingstoke has increased by over 70% in the last 10 years. That people buying their own homes has dropped by nearly 19%. The trend in private rented accommodation is up sharply, and Shelter says this is mirrored nationally. Shelter says that 61% of local authorities are promoting local accreditation schemes and demonstrate the positive benefits and success of local schemes. Their best practice shows what can be achieved by these schemes and how landlords, the council and most important tenants all benefit from a focus on standards. Our private sector housing renewal policy is lacking in any substance. A borough accreditation scheme is a practical way to improve the quality of the private accommodation. We want housing standards to be better, and because of Grenfell, we have a duty to ensure that they are, and our current policies are lacking completely. I urge you please to look at the private sector housing renewal policy, and I think you'll be dismayed. This motion is about the improvements we must make to our council, working with our borough landlords in partnership and together. Please support the motion.